to my channel. Today I'm doing a video that I have not done in 9 months. This is part 6 of trying TikTok's viral recipes made vegan. That kind of explains it all. I don't really have much else to say. I have gathered 4 different recipes that I found on TikTok that have been all over my For You pages in the past few months. I mean, I haven't done this in 9 months, so clearly I have some time to work with. But I got 4 recipes that sounded the most fun, unique, or at least to me, these are things that I have not tried, so I'm really excited. And yeah, I'm gonna link a playlist of my other videos in this series down below, so if you wanna go check that out, it'll be linked down below. And you can watch all other 5 parts, they're all really fun. And we'll let you know if these recipes you see on TikTok are actually worth it or not. So with that being said, that's all we're gonna be doing today. So I think I'm gonna get started on recipe number 1. I don't want you guys wait too long, so let's just start. So I have all the ingredients over here. Recipe 1 is something that was big in February of this year, I believe, and that is the custard toast trend. I'll be putting all the videos right here so you can watch them and know what I'm talking about. But this is basically a yogurt, egg, and maple syrup mixture. That's pretty much it. You mix it, you push it into some bread, you bake it, and it turns into this custard toast-like thing. I mean, yeah, I've never tried anything like this before, so I don't really know what to expect, and I'm using just egg instead of a normal egg. Will that work? That's another mystery. Actually, I'm gonna look up measurements online. I feel like everyone's gonna be a little different though, because all the ones that I was seeing, people were kind of just eyeballing it. All of the recipes online have rough measurements, but nothing super clear, so I'm kind of just gonna base it off of those. But first, we're gonna start by preheating the oven to 350. Most people do this in air fryers. I don't have one though, so we're gonna do it in the oven. 1 egg is the measurement that everyone says. According to Google, 3 tablespoons of just egg equals 1 normal egg. But we're just gonna add the egg into the bowl. And then, next we're gonna do the yogurt. I'm using this vegan yogurt alternative. It is coconut based from Sprouts, and it is really thick. All the recipes that I read said Greek yogurt, so I would say to try to find a vegan yogurt that is thicker, like the So Delicious coconut yogurt. That might be too runny. I also am speaking from no experience in making this meal, so maybe you don't need thick yogurt, but just based off of their recipes, I would say that's probably the safer bet. And then the last thing is just some maple syrup. I'm just gonna eyeball this. Looks good to me. And then you just mix it all together. And it should form a custard, I guess. My custard mixture is fully mixed. So the last step that we have is to assemble. We need to take a piece of bread. We will be pushing it down and making like a hole, but not really hole for the custard to go. You're gonna take your bread, put it on a plate or wherever you want, and then just press down in the middle. Bread should look like this. If you can tell, it's like pushed in to where there's a hole for a place for the custard to go. And pour it in the hole. Okay, now that that's done, I've seen people top it with different fruit and chocolate chips. I don't know, just different things. So I have some blueberries right here, because that sounded good to me. Okay, now that I have my blueberries all on top, it looks so cute. I'm just making 1 piece because, of course, I'm making a bunch of other food immediately after this that I'll be eating for the video. Honestly, I'm not sure how long this will take, so I'm kind of just going to keep an eye on it. But I'll time it and let you know how long it does take. But this is going to go in the oven now. Oops. Okay, I just looked in the oven and it looks a little burnt. As long as it's not burnt underneath, I'll be happy. Okay, we're all good. It's really not burnt at all. It's like dark around the edges, but the bottom, I'll try to bring it to you, it's not burnt like whatsoever. So yeah, we're all good. It ended up taking a while though. It took, so we're at 18 minutes right now. It was 9 minutes in at 350 and it was pale. Like there was nothing, no color on the toast at all. So I bumped it up to 400. So the last 9 minutes have been like heating up to 400. But we have our custard toast, it looks really, really good. I think first I'm going to cut into it. I just wanna see if it like holds together. The custard held like perfectly. I haven't tasted it yet, so I'm not sure how it tastes, but based off of that at least appearance and like the way it holds up, just egg works perfectly as a replacement. It does smell a little eggy, but we're gonna hope that it's sweet. I really hope that it's sweet. My big fear is that it's just gonna taste like savory. I did end up adding a little bit more maple syrup than I showed though. I hope that saves it. Okay, it's not gross. I would never make it again. It does taste very eggy. And maybe that could be because I used just egg instead of a normal egg. Maybe a flax egg would work. I'm just not really sure how that would hold up like after baking and everything. I didn't even end up doing 3 full tablespoons of just egg. I did like 2.5. And it's still pretty eggy. Maybe I just would need to work on ratios of the yogurt and the egg. It's not bad. But also I do want to preface by saying going into this, like it didn't appeal to me that much. If any of you have made a vegan version of this, please let me know how you did it and like what your opinions were, because I'm actually very curious. I think I did it the best that I could have gone about it, but I don't know, not for me. Custard toast gets a thumbs down from me, but we're gonna move on to the next one. This next one is called a dirty soda. And it is something that is supposed to be very popular in Utah, which, before anyone gets mad at me, first off, I've never been to Utah, so I can't confirm. Second, I've seen people get mad saying like, I live, like in TikTok, I live in Utah, like I've never heard of that in my life, and apparently it's just parts of Utah. So if you live in Utah and you have never tried this, don't get mad at me. I'm just listening to TikTok. Maybe not the best source of information, but it's brought me here. This one is very simple compared to the last one. All you're going to need is a Coke. I decided to go shopping at Sprouts for this video because I needed things that I think would be at Sprouts. Not thinking about the fact that Sprouts doesn't sell normal Coke. I've seen people just use like normal Coke or Diet Coke. They didn't have that, so I just got a different can of cola. Either way, it's a can of cola though. And I think the whole idea of this trend is just more so about the fact of adding creamer to soda rather than the soda itself. I've seen a lot of people doing random types of soda with creamer, so. Sorry, this is not Coke, but it's still a cola and I think it's close enough. I got the Laird Superfood Vanilla Creamer. It is made from coconut milk. I've never bought creamer in my life because I don't drink coffee or anything else that requires creamer. So I don't know if this is a good one or not. I just know my dad has mentioned the guy Laird a bunch and I actually saw him a few weeks ago. So I decided, you know, maybe we'll get Laird's creamer. And then I got a lime because I've seen some people add a lime to it. First I'm gonna try without a lime and then I'm gonna add the lime in next. Actually, I'm gonna go get some ice from this cup and then we'll pour it all in. I am so sorry. I stopped the camera when I went to go get ice and didn't even realize that I stopped it. But I just tried the soda and poured some of it in. And I think it tastes just like any other cola, so. Why is this brown? It just says, oh, that's probably why. Vanilla superfood creamer with extracts of functional mushrooms. It's mushrooms probably. Because it looks like coffee. I was afraid that I accidentally bought something with coffee. Okay, I just tasted the creamer. It does not taste like coffee. It does not taste like mushrooms. So we're all good. And I think I'm just gonna add it in. It looks a little weird that it is brown. It's not gonna have the same fun like, oh, it kind of does. To me, this idea sounds really good. It sounds like a cream soda, which might be the whole point of it, but I'm excited to try it. I think I want more of the cream. I think it's really good. I actually like it more than just normal soda, I'd say. Thumbs up for me, but next we're gonna go in with the lime. I think this might change my opinion. I don't really know what to think, but we're gonna hope for the best. Now with the lime, I don't think I like the lime. I think the lime's not for me. However, I would say the original drink of just the soda and creamer, really good. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be doing this often because I just don't really ever, I don't know. I don't see me as like picking this up as a everyday thing. I think I prefer soda with creamer more than plain soda. So thanks, Utah. Okay, we are back for recipe 3, and this is one that is newer. I think it would be the newest in this video. I've seen it within the past like couple weeks, and that is the Jennifer Aniston Friends set salad. Allegedly, Jennifer Aniston ate this salad every day on the set of Friends. I, to be completely honest, don't know anything about Jennifer Aniston and have never seen a full episode of Friends. So I can't confirm if that's true or not, but that seems to be the rumor, and I honestly am making this one just because it sounds good. It sounds like such an amazing meal, and I wanted to eat this for lunch today, so I decided that I'm gonna put it in the video so I can eat it for lunch. But it's been so big. I've probably seen like 6 different people on my For You page making this recently. But the first thing we need to start out with is farro or bulgur. I have farro, I got this at Sprouts, and I just Googled it, and apparently you can cook farro in a rice cooker. So I'm taking it as an excuse to pull out my mini pink 1-person single rice cooker. That is adorable, and I love it so much. I recently just got this. I don't think I've showed it on YouTube yet. There's so many different colors. This is not at all sponsored, but I wish it was. I love Dash. I use all their products, but I'll link it down below. If any of you are interested, I'll just look it up on Amazon. And then while that's cooking, I'm gonna be getting ready the other ingredients into the salad. There's red onion, cucumber, chickpeas, vegan feta from Trader Joe's, actually so good. Pistachios, I bought them shelled because it was cheaper. Some parsley and mint, and then I think that is all. If I'm forgetting something else, of course I'll be adding it later. But I think that's all for now. I'm just gonna dice up the cucumber, red onion, shell the pistachios, and chop up the parsley. And then once that's done, we kind of just assemble it all, and that's all. Farro is finished cooking. I have it in the bowl right here. First, I'm gonna add in the chickpeas. I'm not measuring any of this. Do it to your liking. If you like more of one ingredient, add more of one ingredient. Next is cucumber and red onion, parsley, vegan feta. I actually really like the one from Violife and this Trader Joe's one. And the last actual ingredient that we have to add is the pistachios. I shelled these and then I broke them into pieces just because I didn't want full pistachios in my salad. A bunch of those in the middle. And then I heard that she liked it dressing-less, but a lot of people are adding lemon juice and olive oil to it. I do have olive oil, but it's like, I use it for cooking. I don't think it's quite to like the, it's not nice enough olive oil that I think might taste great in a salad like this. So I just use it for cooking. So I'm gonna add, instead of some olive oil, just a little bit of this roasted garlic dressing from Sprouts. Not a lot, but just enough so it's kind of just like the olive oil, just will taste a bit better. But here's the salad. It looks so pretty. I'm gonna mix it all up and then we're gonna dig in. It is now time to taste, and for some reason I just feel like this is gonna be the best thing I've ever eaten, so I'm so excited. I mean, I understood how she ate this every day. I added some more lemon because I thought I needed more lemon than what I squeezed, but this is a really good salad. It's so fresh and light, but it's still gonna be really filling with the farro and the chickpeas. I would say though, step it up with avocado. And now I really wanna go try that. So I'm gonna add some avocado and see how that is. But I do think that this is going to upgrade it. What does avocado not upgrade though? I mean, yeah, it is better. Another thumbs up for me. I will be making this again. I've just been standing here eating for the past like 5 minutes because it's so good. But we still have one more recipe to do, so I'm gonna clean this up. And the next recipe is actually corn ribs. Very interesting, so I'll see you then. It is now time for recipe number 4, the final recipe of this video. And that is corn ribs. Basically, this doesn't really have too much to do with making it like a fake meat, which I'm glad. I think I'm a little done for that, at least right now, with trying to turn vegetables and fruits into meat. I haven't had one that's really successful. Just take the corn on the cob, cut them into 4, and then put spices and oil on them, bake them in the oven. So it's still like corn, you're just eating them like ribs instead of like a corn on the cob. It's just like cooking other corn, you kind of just cut them into 4. But I thought it looks cute and I didn't want to try, so. Got some corn on the cob at the store. They only had it in this container. They didn't have just like husked, are they husks? I I don't know, husked corn. I don't know if that's the right word. I didn't have it. I'm just gonna do one corn because it makes 4 ribs and I'm only one person, so 4 is good enough for me. I'm getting corn juice all over my counter. I was really focused on this and I wasn't paying attention to my camera and I ran out of storage. So I'm not sure if this got caught on camera or not, but I messed it up. Hopefully, second time's the charm. I'm gonna try to actually line it up directly in the middle. That may have been where I went wrong. Oh no. It's going to the side again. I don't know how to cut it straight down. Ow. I don't know if I'm just not strong enough or what. But I cannot cut through this in a straight line to save my life. It hurts so bad. I thought that would help. It just got corn everywhere. I don't know. I swear I'm putting my whole body weight on top of this cob of corn. Unless you're the Hulk, I think this recipe is so pointless. I think we're gonna go with 2 ribs. I am not cutting another cob. We're gonna do 2 and call it a day. Here are my 2 corn ribs. I just spent the last 15 minutes cleaning since corn exploded all over my apartment. We're good now though. I will not be surprised if I have a bruise on my hand. It is still red. It's okay though, we're good. But the next step is you need to take olive oil and then some spices. Every single video will list like different types of spices. So use whatever you want on your corn. I use the steak and bake steak seasoning from Spiceology, but Spiceology is salt-free, or at least this line is salt-free. So I added in my own salt because I'm not salt-free. And then so it's just olive oil and spices, and then you're gonna drizzle it on each of the corn ribs. I'm gonna put these back onto my like silicone mat, put them in the oven until they're done. I don't really know how long. I have to check the video, but I'll see you after that. Here are my finished corn ribs. They actually look cute. I mean, it is just corn quartered, but you know, they smell really good too. Here's the thing. I'm not really tasting these. Like, this is not really a taste test. I know what corn tastes like. The taste test doesn't really matter all that much for this food because it tastes like every other corn I've ever had with some olive oil and spices. So is it bad? Absolutely not. But it's more so about testing the like process and just how fun it was and if it's like worth the extra time, and the answer is no. I don't know about you, I would rather have a full corn on the cob. I feel gypped that I just have a little corner. I know I can eat 4 of them and it equals 1, but why don't you just eat it from the corn on the cob? Instead, I like broke my hand in my whole kitchen just to separate them into 4s when it just doesn't add anything at all. I think it takes away from the experience to me. I prefer eating a full corn on the cob. So this is probably a sad way to end the video. Maybe I shouldn't have ended with this one, but too late now. Would I recommend these? No. I would recommend eating normal corn. Sure, I love corn, but just not, it's just unnecessary. It's not adding anything to it. So, sorry about that. But those are all 4 of my TikTok recipes tested today. If you want to see more, like I said, I'm linking down the playlist down below with 5 other videos. And then if you still want to see more, please comment down below other food trends on TikTok that you want me to do, because I'm definitely going to be doing a part 7. I'll have to get it to 10 at least. So please comment down below which ones you'd like to see, and I'll make sure to add those to my list next. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.